My family, hi, welcome to yet another one. So we're back again talking about this issue that has to do with Apostle Joshua Selman and Lady Sandra, who's actually a very key figure in the Koinonia Global family. And a lot of people have been saying they're engaged to be married, they're planning to get married, or they're in a romantic relationship, a godly one, and a whole lot of stuff. We've been seeing a lot of discussions surrounding this matter, especially when this video went viral.
Yeah.
Let me tell you a little story. I'm coming from prayer department, went to do all our talk, and I just carried Mr. Bestman. I said, let me come and pray for her. I love her birthday.
I know we'll cry today.
God bless you. Let me look at all the faces. Miss of God, thank you. Thank you so much. He's crying. She said she won't cry today. That's why the Bible says...
And I actually saw a lot of people denying it, saying that Apostle says my love to everybody and all that. But they were also surprised and amazed to see a confirmation from one of their close ministry friends, that is Apostle Felix Oko's wife, that is, Lady Ulelwa Oko, and she confirmed it via an Instagram post. I don't know if it's still there or if it's taken down, but that's what she posted over there. And as you can actually see for yourself, she referred to Lady Sandra as the first lady to be of Koinonia Global. You can actually see it for yourself, that she has been patient, and all this while it has been, she's been preparing for this great task ahead and all that. All right. And a lot of people thought she was, she made a mistake in posting all this. Well, recently, Apostle Joshua Selman came out to say this.
The justification of wisdom is the superiority of decisions that come from the standpoint of wisdom. I know you have learned by the quality of the decisions you will now take, because decisions define destiny. The value of wisdom is that it helps to inform your decision, to improve your decision-making ability, so that you make wiser, destiny-defining decisions. If wisdom does not translate into a more superior decision-making process, then you did not learn. The real profit of wisdom is in its ability to upgrade your capacity to make decisions. Please be seated. Let me wrap up. Relationships. Let me charge everybody here. If you say you don't have a friend, thank God you are in a ministry that has the grace over relationships. And I'm not just talking, let me tell you this. If your only relationship is marriage relationship, you are in trouble. Now, I don't talk so much about marriage and all of that. Everybody abide in his calling. You don't find me there.
And if you actually listen closely to what he's talking about, it is usually those people who are married who talk about this issue of marriage, because you can only talk about some certain things from a standpoint of experience, all right? But there's something that he then says later, because one thing about Apostle Joshua Selman, over the years, I've actually seen that, he finds a subtle way of talking about some certain things that if you just listen casually, you may not catch what he will be talking about. And this is our job, some of us who are in this social media space, to really read in between the lines of what you might be saying. Listen closely to what you then say next.
Now, I don't talk so much about marriage and all of that. Everybody abide in his calling. You don't find me there. But let me tell you this. A time will come when I will talk about it.
And by that exact statement that he just uttered over there, you can actually see that he is someone who's going to get married at a later date, at a future date. We don't really know the year, because they have not yet put it out, from their official social media pages. They have never said it, but they keep on posting some of these photos where he will be with Lady Sandra and all that. And you have people in the church calling her mama and all that. So maybe that's what he is actually talking about. And what actually makes it obvious that that's this thing he was talking about, he was confirming that he's going to get married at a later date. It's judging by the reaction of the people who were listening to him.
Now, I don't talk so much about marriage and all of that. Everybody abide in his calling. You don't find me there. But let me tell you this. A time will come when I will talk about it. But I can tell you, now listen. But I will tell you this much.
So, family, just tell me in the comments, why do you think the people were happy? They were happy, genuinely happy for the apostle, because they know he's talking about his marriage. All right. And this is no longer a secret anymore. People know that the person he's been in a relationship with, traveling with, maybe she's in a leadership position in the church. Yes. So I heard, and there's nothing wrong that he has actually done. There is nothing wrong he has actually done in this relationship. And I wonder why we have preachers coming out to oppose him, saying stuff like this.
Somebody can be going around with a sister. We don't know what the relationship is. Nobody can tell us this is what the relationship is. But every year, the sister is like his wife. Every year, the preacher himself has not come out to say, this thing, this is what it is.
Well, he has said it here. Are you happy now?
I don't talk so much about marriage and all of that. Everybody abide in his calling. You don't find me there. But let me tell you this. A time will come when I will talk about it. But I can tell you, now listen.
We think it's normal behavior. A generation is rising now, that is seeing patterns, and the water source is not the throne.
So criticism has not only been coming from preachers, fellow preachers, or should I say pulpit police and all that, but we also have people who have been saying, is she the fiancé and all that? It might hinder her chances of getting suitors and all that. They've been saying a whole lot of stuff, against Lady Sandra and all that, saying that apostle is wasting her time and the like. We have been seeing others also saying, if the apostle is not ready to marry, take this auntie and go, let this auntie go find a husband and all that. People have been insulting her, disrespecting her because of a whole lot of stuff like this, you see. And we also have people in the church, Apostle Joshua Selman's church, we even go to the extreme of saying, Apostle told us that he will never get married. Well, from the look of things, he's going to be getting married soon. So let's just leave people to do their thing. As long as it's godly, as long as there's no compromise and all that, as long as there's no bad example, just let people do their thing. In due time, you actually tell you when he's going to be getting married. But from this, we can actually establish the apostle, he has it in plan to get married. All right. And from the look of things, it's going to be to Lady Sandra. I'll mention the next one as always. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. God bless you.